All right, if you got a question for Derek, raise your hand. I'll call him out. And please say your name and affiliation. Advice.
Advice.com. Derek, hope you're doing well today.
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of that, are you lobbying for more carries on offense now?
Nah, man. Obviously, it was great to be able to have that. But, my job was to be able to defend and keep teams from scoring. So, that's what I'm worried about. If I'm blessed enough to get another one, hopefully I can take that one to the house. But, it was a great opportunity. But it felt good. I'm not going to lie. It felt good to be able to get the ball in my hands.
Jason, Auburn 247. Watched Jaden Daniels and that LSU offense. What stands out about them so far?
Right. So he's their team leading rusher right now. And that says a lot about him. He's a versatile quarterback. He can extend plays with his legs, and that's huge for us. But having a guy like that, I just walked out of here with Robbie, is beneficial as well. Being able to go against him during the week and, have him there to be able to basically do the same thing, be able to extend plays and get out the pocket, and for us to be able to try to prevent that. I think it's huge for us, and obviously he's an asset to us this week, so that's something we're going to hone in on. The O-line's really good. They have 2 freshmen at tackles, and, the guards have experience, and the center's pretty good. So, they have a solid team. Obviously, they have Kayshawn, their receiver, and they have some guys that can play ball. So it's a huge task for us this week on the defensive side of the ball, and we're up for it.
Derek, when last time LSU came in here, y'all beat up on TJ pretty good. Did y'all give him a lot of grief for that when he transferred over last year?
Oh, yeah. I most definitely did. I most definitely did. And, we still talk about it to this day. Obviously, we're blessed to have TJ here, and he's a part of our team now. But I be like, how that hit feel? He be like, it ain't nothing. I'm like, TJ, we beat up on you. It's okay. And he hates to admit it, but, yeah, we still give him grief about it. I know I do all the time. But, TJ's a great man. He's a good leader for this team. We're blessed to have him here.
Similarly, are you guys giving Quinn more any grief for those games too?
Nah. It was so obviously TJ plays quarterback, and he was the spotlight of that team at the time. I think that was his first game coming in as a freshman. We were like, oh yeah, it's up. But Coy, we knew of Coy, and I knew he came from LSU, but I didn't know much about him at the time, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But obviously he helped us last week, and he's going to continue to do so.
Jeff Shear, AuburnTigers.com. You've been a part of a couple firsts now in the last few days. The first takeaway, and then today the first time that an Auburn player has been honored by the SEC. What was your reaction to being the defensive lineman of the week?
Oh, it's a blessing. Just to go out and showcase the hard work that not only myself but this team put in throughout the week. And I've done a few interviews today, and a lot of people ask me about me, but it's not so much about me. It's other guys on the defensive side of the ball that put me in position to be successful by doing their job as well. So, I speak for the whole defense, and I'm blessed and honored, but that's a unit award, obviously, because it's not only about me, it's about this team. But the defense. Going back and watching the film, they put me in a great position to be able to make the plays and routine plays that I did. So I would just like to give a shout-out to my whole entire defense.
Anybody else?
Derek, how much fun is it? I know you like to get after the quarterback. How much fun is it to drop? You're dropping in coverage when you get an interception. How much fun is it to be able to show your versatility?
Oh, it's fun. Initially on that play, I'm like what is Coach Smith doing? Why am I not rushing? And me and him, we talk a lot, just about learning the defense, because I want to be a top-to-bottom guy. I want to know what the back-end guys are doing, let alone what the front guys are doing. So I like to know the whole defense, because I think that helps me, just understanding my job and what I'm doing better. But, it's fun. It's fun to be able to show and put a lot of different stuff on tape, just my versatility and what I'm able to do. So it's fun.
Mark Murphy inside the Auburn Tigers. Defensive line had 7 tackles behind the line of scrimmage last week. Does that need to be sort of a standard recipe for you guys to have success on defense this year?
Oh, for sure. We have this thing called Havoc Points, and we try to hit a certain percentage every week. And, we want that to better now. And I think that's the thing about this group. This group's resilient, and these guys come to play every single day and every single week. So, we have that bar set at 7, and now we're going to obviously aim for higher. With the guys on this team and the guys on this defense, I think we're ready to take that up.
What was the film session like on Sunday? Considering everything that happened, what was that vibe?
Obviously, guys were a little bit more relaxed than last week. I think guys last week, we were ready to come to work. We're ready to watch the film, fix what we need to fix, come to work. But walking into this room yesterday, guys were kicked back, more relaxed. But, we knew there was a lot of things that we still have to fix. Because going into that game, it was crazy. We knew Missouri was a good team. And, be able to come out and have a win like that and experience something like that, we never want to go through that again. We're blessed to have the win, but, man, it was back and forth. And, your heart stopped a few times throughout that one. So it was a crazy game. But, just coming in yesterday and watching the film session, I think guys are good. Guys are honed in, and guys are still hungry. And, that's the biggest thing in SEC play. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. You still have to be bought in every single day.
And just as a follow-up, on that last play, you think Keontae, he was so close, you think he would have gotten there if Pete doesn't switch hands? Or?
I really don't know. I was at a 45-degree angle, so I didn't have that side view like he did, but I saw him flash out the corner of my eye. And I'm really not going to speak on that play because, we're fortunate enough for what happened to going our way. So, I'm not going to harp on it too much. We executed and obviously fell on that ball to be able to win that game.
All right, thank you, Derek.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Goodbye, schoolboard.com. So, Shank, how would you assess where your offense is through 4 games so far?
Well, I think this past game, just much cleaner. So, like penalties, turnovers. I thought we wiped those clean, which is a good start from where we were the first 3 games. That was really what hurt us early in the season, was just penalties and turnovers. So I thought that was a big jump for us, is just eliminating that, allow us to just focus on the game plan. I thought we started off great this past game. Obviously, it lulled a little bit, but I thought we did some promising things this past game. Just what we harped on, and obviously this coming week it's a bigger challenge. So always room for improvement. Obviously, just trying to put up points, help our defense.
Jason, Auburn 247 with Tate out. How valuable are guys like Council and Alec Jackson and Cam Studd, those guys that can play multiple positions? How valuable is that for an offensive line when you have to start moving guys around?
Yeah, that's a big deal, especially this week. When Tate got hurt, I really wasn't worried, just knowing who we have on the sideline, who we have in the game that we can rotate around. So I'm not worried about that at all. I know the guys that have played, been here a long time, so that's a big asset for any team, especially definitely O-line, because you're going to have injuries throughout the season. It happens. So it's a very good thing for us to have that depth.
John Samuels, Jeff Shear, AuburnTigers.com. You've played in a bunch of Auburn LSU games, and there have been some crazy ones. What is it about that rivalry in SEC West that you enjoy?
Man, I don't know. It's probably one of the more physical games that you ever play in. It's one of the reasons why you come here is to play against LSU. It ranks up there with Georgia and Bama, in my opinion. Those 3 games are why you come to Auburn, and this is one of them for sure. Just the attitude of both teams. Normally, there's a real hatred there when you step on the field. So it's always an awesome environment, awesome game, no matter where we are, and we're very excited about that.
JohnTomRenell.com. I think over the last 6 games against Power 5 teams, you guys have been outscored 94-18 in the second half. Just what do you guys need to do better coming out of halftime?
Yeah, I think just maybe more juice. It has been a struggle. That has been one of our things that we've tried to harp on coming into the second half. Just making those adjustments well and executing that on the field. And that'll be a huge emphasis going through SEC play, obviously, because you gotta score in the second half. You gotta win games and close them in the second half. So that's a big emphasis for us this week.
See, when you look at LSU's defense, what stands out to you about them?
Man, they always have a good D-line, and they have another one this year. So when you go out and play them, their front seven is normally pretty elite, pretty physical guys. So that's what stood out to me so far. Their edge guys are big, talented. And they always have interior guys. Backers are really fast, can run sideline to sideline. So always a physical bunch of guys that we have to come ready to play.
Mark Murphy, inside the Auburn Tigers. What do you remember about last year's game and the comeback in the fourth quarter? You caught 5 passes and numbers right.
Yeah, that's an awesome experience. I think that'll be one of my favorite games playing here, being able to get that win there for the first time in like 22 years or something. So just resiliency in that team, knowing what we were facing going into that game. That was the start of SEC play, I believe, last year. So just a crucial game at night there. We faced adversity very well in that game, I thought. Bouncing back, we were down for most of the game. So just the willingness to keep playing in that game, knowing that we'd find a way was really exciting.
Anything else? All right.
Thanks, Shenker.
Your name and affiliate before you ask. Brian?
Hi, Keontae. Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com. Tell me what it's been like getting here just a few days before the start of fall and going through all that and then being here where you're playing a whole bunch of snaps every game.
It's definitely a blessing. You know, coming in so late and, you know, getting the opportunity to get on the field is definitely a blessing.
Were you a little surprised that that happened this quick for you, or did you have some goals coming in to try to make an immediate impact?
For sure, I definitely had some goals to come in and, you know, make an immediate impact on the team. However that was, you know, that was one thing I based my mind off of however that comes, just to be ready for that opportunity.
Your bias move on to L.com. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Good to see you.
That's good.
On that last play, I watched it several times. Do you think you would have gotten there?
To be honest, in my mind, I'm just thinking, you know, as the game's going on, the game's on the line. So I'm just trying to, you know, the motto of the week was to play the play. And to be honest, I was just playing the play.
And then just to follow up, like, how close was that? I mean, and what did you see on the play? Because you were the closest one to it.
I mean, to be honest, I was on the back side of the play, so I didn't really get to see what was going on. I just seen the ball like kind of leaking, and I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, I might get a shot, and I'm just looking at him. I'm like, I'm just trying to meet him at the line, and then as soon as I got close enough, I just threw my body at him, and I looked at the board, and I seen him drop it before, and I was like, man, we just got blessed for sure.
Keontae, just talk about how important guys like Jalen and Nehemiah, some of those older guys, were for you in helping you kind of get prepared defensively to come in.
Yeah, definitely. So I've been on a visit. My official visit, it was the first time I met those guys, and we bonded there. I made sure I got really close to them there on that visit. And then, you know, during my process of trying to finish up my academics, we were close. So when I got here, it wasn't no gap in between us. We were already close then, and then they just, you know, picked me up and helped me along through the process of getting through fall camp and how it was going, and also the breakdown of the defense and just learning that, and they helped me pick it up really fast.
Did you have a kind of a general idea even before you got here of kind of maybe the expectations for you in terms of defensively? Yeah,
for sure, definitely. That was one thing that the coaches did a good job on of explaining to me during my recruiting process of what that was going to be like.
Keontae, when we talked to Sim about you and that what you guys talked about over the summer, what was that process like? He kind of mentioned you guys going back and forth, and you'd ask about defensive plays and stuff like that before you were on campus. Just what was that process like? What were some of the things y'all exchanged?
Yeah, definitely. It was just like, you know, make sure we build our relationship up early with me knowing I'm gonna come here, and you know, just some of the stuff I got questions on or anything I really needed. Simple as, you know, he did a good job of, you know, being that veteran in the defense and helping me out.
Brian Stoltz, Auburn Rivals. On those punt returns in the game against Missouri, Coach said you kind of lost it in the sun, and the sun wasn't.
Yeah. So in the first half, we were back against the sun, and I was able to get a good read on all the balls. But then once the field switch was my first time, you know, having to deal with the sun, and I feel like it got the best of me at some times. But I also was just in my brain, I was just thinking like, I can't see the ball, and I was just trying to help with field position, where the field was going to be after the ball, because I couldn't see it, and I was trying to get my hand, but the punter did a really good job of hanging it high. So when I was trying to blind it, I still had to, like, you know, pick my head up so the sun was just coming through. So, I mean, me and myself, I mean, I texted Coach Rock after and was like, I got to do a better job of, you know, being prepared. I knew that was going to be a factor, but I didn't think, like, when we coming out, I didn't think the sun was going to be as a problem. And definitely, as you can see, I mean, it gave their punt returner a hard time too also when their back was turned. it was my first time, but I definitely will do a better job of managing and being prepared for it.
Is there a way you can prepare for the Sun?
With a punter like that, I mean, the best thing, as Coach Cadillac did a good job of explaining it. Like, the best thing to do in that situation is just get away from the ball, and then hope for the best. Hope we get a good bounce. I mean, like I said, the punter did a great job of hanging those things up. So just got to manage.
Yes, Brian Matthews again, AuburnSports.com. How tough is it to play the nickel position, and what kind of skill set do you have to?
Man, I mean, that's a good question, actually. I feel like nickel is one of those positions on the field where you kind of got to be versatile. And, me coming in as a corner, I'm not used to having as much space as you get in the nickel. The routes, the route receivers get a little bit more options of what they want to do to you. It's definitely something you got to be able to, tackle, cover guys. Most of the teams, their best guys are in the slot, so you get to see good opponents every week. So, it's a position definitely mentally challenges you. You got to be able to think, got to be able to read run pass, stuff like that. So it's definitely a very complex position on the field.
A quick follow-up. Back to punt returns, you feel like you're close?
Yeah, man, we're a couple blocks away, on some of those. And also just, on sometimes also, like, most of those are blocks, called blocks. And me just trying to, make a play for my team, just trying to get a good catch on it and then make a couple guys miss and set the offense up pretty good.
Mark? Yeah, Mark Murphy inside the Auburn Tigers. What's your experience as a returner? How long you've been doing it, and kickoffs too?
So I've always returned, not really punt return. It's kind of like my, I would say, like, I've had experience in the past, but like in the collegiate level, this is my first time returning punts in the collegiate level.
Keontae, you've had a couple that you sort of attacking the ball once it rolls up here. Have you always kind of had that aggressive mentality when it comes to returns?
For sure. I definitely think that, in my mind, I'm just like, if I get a good bounce on any of those Peter calls, which is like telling my team to get away from it, if I get a good bounce, I mean, I'll just save position for my offense. I'm always just trying to set my offense up to be in the best position on the field, always.
TomBrando.com. I know you obviously came in very prepared and communicated with a lot of guys before you got here, but were you surprised that you caught on as quick as you did in fall camp?
I definitely can say junior college helped me with a lot of that stuff because some of the terms and the way things play out on the defensive side of the ball definitely was done during my junior college experience. And, that's why it's not hard for them to recruit junior college athletes because they understand that, we're coming with the mind and also the knowledge of how things go and how this college football, like how programs work.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.